Brett, frustrating night for you and the whole team. How's the mood in the rooms?
Disappointed, I thought. Obviously it was a very scrappy affair. Conditions obviously didn't help, very windy, wet. But yeah, a lot of individual errors, probably from the conditions and the slip of the ball. But yeah, some really disappointed bodies in there. I thought we did enough to get ahead and stay ahead and win, and then we get the opportunity then. Fair play, great execution from Joey Ford. Kitch gets the ball back, we get a penalty attempt to go and win the game. Could have gone either way.
Do we change much with the conditions tonight before the game? Did you change much of the plan from during the week, or just?
No, we actually, the weather did exactly what we planned. To be fair, pre-game in terms of the decision which way to go was a good debate. To be fair, and I thought we picked well. We went to go with it, get a good start, get some belief from the last couple of weeks and get ahead. And we obviously went in at half-time just ahead, so we knew it was going to be tough in terms of defensively the second half. But I thought that was the positive tonight. I thought our team defence, our line speed, our intensity, our collision was really good.
You talk about the last 3 weeks, yourself in the top job first. Have you enjoyed that role?
I've enjoyed it, but obviously the results have put a massive downer on it in terms of not getting the wins. We obviously wanted to get those, but yeah, I've learned lots this week in terms of what I would do differently when the competition returns against Northampton.
You don't like losing more than most. Do you struggle a little bit with the idea that it is a development competition and the idea that while the result is everything, it's not everything at the same time, if that makes sense?
Yeah, and most definitely, and I definitely hate losing. And that's one thing that really grates me when we lose, especially at home as well, which I've not been used to, especially my playing days. We probably need to rethink how we look at this competition probably next year. If the structure is the same way, you go a 3-week block, maybe we need to probably pick a bit stronger in terms of that. That's something that obviously as a club we need to probably look at and talk about moving forward. Most definitely.
Talking about that development for a second though, a lot of young guys have got some really important game time in terms of having depth now throughout the autumn internationals and obviously next year's Six Nations, so that's a positive.
Yeah, definitely. There's some really good lessons for those guys tonight. I thought actually George Worth, probably for his expectation and where he wants to play, probably played poorly last week. He literally played very well tonight in terms of he was a rock at the back in terms of when he was required to catch those testing high balls. He counter-attacked really well, so credit to him, in terms of his bounce back performance. Most definitely, a lot of young lads will hopefully take a lot of learning from it. They've had way more opportunity in this 3 weeks than what they've had in the past and what they would probably get in the Premiership against some real stiff opposition, and they can now really benchmark themselves to where they're at in terms of their individual performances at the highest level. It's
not just time on field for them as well, it's time next to guys. So Tom Hardwick plays with Kyle Eastman, guys like Jake Kerr play alongside Greg Bateman, etc, etc. They get that experience and cohesion for the squad to have the depth we probably haven't had in recent seasons. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, and even more to that is that they're involved in the tactical decisions. They're driving everything around what they're good at in the week and what they look after. So Tom Hardwick, the attack, so he's driving strategy all week. He's taking some really accountability to how we're going to play. He's actually working with the coaches how we're going to play the game. So they're actually, as well as playing against some really quality opposition and, like you say, playing with Kyle Eastman and some really experience, but they're actually driving the whole week as well, which is great for them.
You look at your former, playing ground at the back row as well. Will Evans, Tommy Raffel, Guy Thompson and Brendan O'Connor due back in a couple of weeks. How good is that depth for us? It just did 7 in particular, but how good is that depth for the whole squad?
Oh, it's brilliant, and that now the challenge of that as well, it really increases everything intensity-wise in training, because the quality of training goes up. You get some really good confidence going into the weekend. We also have that at lock now as well, so like our locks now are all fit, raring to go. It's going to be a really interesting decision in terms of back row, who we pick for Gloucester next weekend for the second rows as well.
Talk about Gloucester moving forward, Premiership now, everything is now win at all costs, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Now we're expected to win. We have to win. It's all about winning, and that's exactly what we were trying to do on Friday night. It's going to be really difficult, and I think that we will prepare well in the week. We'll freshen up So come Friday we can hopefully execute and we can really go out Gloucester.
Thanks, mate.